There have been times where my guardian angel has come to me and she knows that something coming up is going to cause some distress or stress for me. And she'll let me know what's coming ahead of time. And it'll be just the most intricate things that she's telling me. And I'm like kind of blown away by it. And I think, oh, okay, well, we'll just wait. And then it happens. But she's letting me know so that I can process it before it happens. If need be, she says, if need be. Well, hello and welcome. We are going to be channeling each of our guardian angels today, live here on my Facebook page, Kristin Davies. Many moons ago, approximately 20 years ago, my guardian angel made her presence known. You always hear the stories online. You know, you always hear the stories about near-death experience and, you know, visitations from your angels or your spirit guides, but you never think it's going to happen to you. No. That day was a pivotal moment in my life that is fresh as a daisy in my mind, even now. And when my guardian angel decided to open and expand her energy in front of me, I felt it. I felt it. I knew where it was. I thought, oh my God, what is this? It was so immense and so tremendous that my brain really was having a hard time comprehending what was going on. And she not only opened and expanded her energy, but she started to move towards me. Now at this time, I couldn't see energy, okay, in my mind or outside my mind. But boy, could I feel it. I always say it was the equivalent of, say, 100 mothers' love for their child, all coming at me at once. So that immense amount of love, light coming towards me, slowly moving towards me. First was about 10 feet out in front of me, moving towards me, and I was kind of panicked because I had never experienced anything like this. The kind of love that we experience on earth is wonderful, but this kind of love took it, I wouldn't say to another level, it was in a totally different stratosphere, okay? So when she started coming towards me, she passed through my body. I didn't know what she was up to. I didn't even know what it was. So when she passed through my body, she came out the back side of me, and I was completely in sorrow and despair, and I transitioned into being blissed out of my absolute mind and so filled with love that I'd never experienced anything since, before, or after that time. So it took me about 45 minutes to gather myself. Then I went upstairs, spoke with my mother, and she said, that must have been your guardian angel. And I said, oh my God, that must have been what it was, because I had no comprehension. That's how much angels, guardian angels, were not on my mind. So it took me having health issues to slow me down enough, okay, to even sense or feel anything around me. Boy, did she get my attention. She still is chuckling how she got my attention that day. I've heard her chuckling a few times over the years. So when she got my attention that day, people say, well, why didn't that happen to me? Why doesn't that happen to me? Can you handle that happening to you? I could barely handle it happening to me, and I'm a pretty go-lucky kind of gal. That day was a loss of hope and despair kind of day. I had lost my dog. I broke up with a soulmate partnership. I was sick for a year, couldn't eat food. I mean, to the point where I lost my menses. And when we talk about rock bottom, that's where I was. And that's when she came to let me know I wasn't alone. And I think that she also came and did that so that I would talk about it with each of you all the time, as much as I could, as much as I can, and express to you just how not alone we are. Okay? Even when you're like, oh, I don't feel my angels, I don't feel them. Is your mind quiet? That will be the first question I will always ask you. Is your energy grounded? Are you nice and quiet and at peace? Because in those still, quiet moments, that's when you practice feeling them. That's when you have more of a chance of feeling them. And so what my suggestion to you is any one of us can feel our angels in the room anytime we want. We simply just have to quiet our mind, tune out like you did in high school, and just shift your face around in your room. And what you're looking for is, where do you feel energy bucking up against your body? And it could also be your chakras opening and expanding. You might feel warmth or like a pressure. So I know I have Agnes right here. And I know I have my male guardian angel, Bartholomew. He's right over here. Because I can feel him bucking up against my arm. And I get to the point where I recognize their energy because I practiced this enough. So when you practice something and you get accustomed to it, you will be able to sense and feel your angels in the room with you at any given time. And if you want, you can say, please open and expand your energy. Please come in closer, and they will. And they will. And watch what happens then. Now, do they want to make us ache and feel like at times, if their energy is really open, it might be a slight burny type of sensation on your body that even penetrates into your body? No. What it is their energy is bucking up against your body so that you can feel where they are. Now, if you get energy that comes into your throat box or your throat chakra, that's them getting your attention possibly because they are trying to get your attention for something. But they could also get it through your solar plexus, just above your belly button, your heart chakra, your crown chakra. Those are the three that they loved to get through, those last three. And if you have a tight pullback sensation, don't move in that direction, okay? They're trying to tell you through your chakras, this is not the way. Do not go to that job. Do not go to that party, or don't move in that direction. So I always kind of follow. And when I have not followed their lead, I find out why on the flip side. Even when I can't understand why they're sending me this guidance and I don't listen to them and I just step off and I do whatever I want, I find out afterwards with a good kick in the pants. I'm going to ask my guardian angel, why me? Why did she open up and pass through my body? Why was I the chosen one? Why? Why did you do that? That day, okay? She says, because I needed it. It was also an introduction to let me know that I'm not alone. And that there would be better days ahead. And because part of my journey, my path ahead, was to communicate and transfer knowledge, guidance from the angels to the populace. And that this path would be a path in which I would choose in the future. So therefore, it was pertinent for her to make her presence known in order to get my attention, which would be a domino effect or a stepping stone as to many other incidences or experiences from her and my team to get my attention, to then relay the messages from other guardian angels for each of you. What she's saying here is that around each of us, we have a lot of energy. We don't just have our guardian angels. We actually have a whole team of angels along with our guardian angels with us at all times. And whether we are in a body or out of a body, they come with us throughout each of our experiences that we have. The light, the one, okay, so light and love, universal oneness, God, Allah, whatever you want to call it, created this light frequency called the angels in order to watch over us, guide us, support us wherever we go. How amazing is it that the one decided to ensure that we, as a spark of or a fractal of the one, is looked after and taken care of always. How amazing is that? There have been times where my guardian angel has come to me and she knows that something coming up is going to cause some distress or stress for me, and she'll let me know what's coming ahead of time, and it'll be just the most intricate things that she's telling me, and I'm like kind of blown away by it, and I think, oh, okay, well, we'll just wait, and then it happens. But she's letting me know so that I can process it before it happens, if need be, she says, if need be. They don't intervene unless, of course, we may get into an accident. Maybe we're going to exit earlier than our exit date. She's also talking about intervening if we use self-sabotage to the max, to the extreme where we harm ourselves. For me, for example, alcohol abuse was definitely right there up on the list. And so that was part and partial as to intervention. And anything else on that? A large part of why the angels will get our attention as well is because they would like to converse and communicate with us and interact with us and help us. Here on Earth, we have what is called a free will zone. So we have our free will. So they hover here waiting for us to make requests of them. And they'd like to help us with much more, but they're waiting for your free will consent and request to ask for help. So I often will say to everyone, it's not believing in them. Whatever. Heck, I didn't even believe in them. But the truth is, it's about asking them. It's about making a list. Put at the top, manifestation list, help from my angels, co-creating with my angels, whatever you want to put. And then start writing down every little thing that you'd like help with. And then go back to that list of paper every 2 weeks to a month and add to it over and over again. And then you can cross off what's come in. Okay? So that's so imperative that you do that. So imperative. Talking about there are ways that they get our attention, and one of these ways is you looking at the clock or looking at number sequences on a regular basis. They take credit for this to get your attention, to get you to look at something when they would like you to. It might be a certain word. Like one day I saw angel on a license plate, then I saw 444, which means the angels are with you, and then I looked up on the side of a truck and it had the word angel. I was like, okay, got the memo. If you want to learn more about channeling, which I feel is pretty darn important, we have the Mediumship for Beginners course coming up April 15th till the 29th. And it's $111 for a 2-week course, okay? 7 live broadcasts, all pre-recorded video material, ebook, live broadcasts. It's all emailed to you afterwards to download. All of this can be viewed on my website, KristinDaviesMedium.com. So is there any other reason why you chose to open up and pass through my body like that? Help to lift my frequency, because I was so down and so low that day. That's what she's telling me. To spread the... she's got a big grin on her face. She's like, to spread the good word that we exist. But she's saying it kind of jovial, like kind of... Yeah, I'm not religious. So she's doing that to like, crack me up. But if you're religious, that's cool too. It's all good. Jill, will my middle daughter find love soon? Is it important for her to find love soon? That's the question that is sent back to you. Sometimes it's best to wait. They're talking about divine timing. So instead of just finding anyone, Mr. Right now, they would prefer Mr. Right. And they're talking about she could go out and have fun. Nothing is holding her back from doing so. But as far as Mr. Right, this is still in divine timing. The other thing I'm getting with her energy, it seems a bit stagnant or like a lull, like she's not getting out. She's not getting out there. She's not taking the steps. And that right there is telling me that, because if you really wanted to, you could go out and do speed dating and stretch yourself and meet new people. And they don't mind that. They don't mind her getting experience and going out and having fun. But as far as meeting Mr. Right, it's not going to happen right now. And that is going to take divine timing. So that means there's a specific time and place in the future that is meant to happen with the right person. Okay, and now they're dusting off their hands, which tells me that's all they like to say on that topic. It's so cute. And I'm guilty too. I'm like, I like someone special to come in my life, but do I ever leave the house? Do I get out? Do I meet people face to face at the time back in the day? No. So am I expecting someone's going to knock on my door and introduce themselves to me? Probably not. But I've been there too. Been there, done that. Wrote the book, made the movie. Oh, they love to come and get our attention, our sleep, our dreams. Our loved ones love that because we're nice and still and quiet. The other night, I was dreaming about my Aunt Gwen, and when I woke up in the morning, I could hear her mother, my Nana, in my ear, talking to me and pointing at my Aunt Gwen. And she says, in the future, I want you to help her financially. And listed off how she wants me to help my Aunt Gwen, So they're already planting the seeds for what is important to do to help our loved ones, our family members in the future. I said, okay, Nana, consider it done. It will be done. So I thought that was really, really amazing. She says, if you don't help her, she won't be able to stop working. And she'll have to work the entire duration of her life. And I said, okay, I get it. And I don't want that for her. I don't want that for anyone. Not on my watch. Okay. All right, Shannon, are you blocked? Are you blocked? You're busy-minded. You're not blocked. You're busy-minded. They're also saying that you seem to think that things have to be in a certain way, or they have to be done a certain way, or you have certain belief systems that have you locked in a certain pattern. But there's no pattern here, and there's no right or wrong way of doing this. There is simply just practicing. They are recommending the beginner's course for you, but again, that's up to you. If you don't feel a pull towards it, then don't come. But if you keep thinking about it, then definitely come. And that's what they're saying. It takes practice. And I find that just like transcendental meditation, same thing with channeling. When you are in a group, whether you're practicing in the comments or you're coming up on camera live, whatever you feel comfortable with, when we're in a group environment, it just seems to flow and it opens things up and it's just more free flowing. Yeah. A lot of people have taken my courses over the past 8 years. All you have to do is go and Google my name and you'll see the Google reviews and you can read up on what everybody has to say. Well, if you struggle with meditation, I do have a Transcendental meditation class coming up for $30. You can check that out on my website and that might work for you. I couldn't do it either. My Nana, who was a teacher of TM, taught me So I'm just going to do what she's done with me. And I'm going to show you just a very simple, easy way of quieting the mind. ADHD, yep. Is it best for him to meditate? Yes. Oh, yes. What are we, cracking jokes now? Oh, yes. Okay. Also, it's really good for you to exercise. I mean, exercise till the cows come home at nighttime. Okay. So as much exercise as you can. Stretching, yoga, exercise, cardio, weight training. Boy, they're listing off the whole gamut here. And then with meditation, do you recommend him learning TM? Oh, yes. What is with this? Oh, yes. He needs this. It's up to you. See how you feel, if you feel drawn to it. You're built this way, exactly the way that you're meant to be. You're exactly the way that you're meant to be. There's nothing that needs to be changed, okay? So as far as having ADHD and all that, you're exactly the way that you're meant to be. It's just wrangling that mind of yours. You're cracking me up. They're teasing. We're not wrangling. It's really, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Jackie, you're coming into the TM class. And I call it a class, and I'm going to teach you what my Nana taught me, okay? If you go and actually take TM from professionals in a course, okay, that are trained in it, it's $3,000. So let's do the brush over for $30 and make it simplified. That's my motto. Let's not make things more than they need to be. Get ready to rumble, Lisa. Quite frankly, the number one thing I hear from the angels is, this is the calm before the storm, and it's going to get rockier and bumpier. And I say to them, when are we going to get out of this rocky, bumpy stage on Earth? Because I've just about had it up to here. And they tell me 2030. Okay, so could be worse. We're looking at roughly 5 years. So let's just ride it out. Or, as the angels will say to me, keep in your positive space, keep in your positive bubble with your positive people, hunker down, enjoy life to the best of your ability. When I chat with them about, like, you know, power shutdowns, do I have to be, they say not in my area, so not where I live. And I say, okay, how about food shortages? And in my region, not for long, and it's not going to be much. Okay, so if you're wrestling on a mat and there's two people wrestling, one of them is going to be put into submission. And this is what they're describing. The West is going to put others in submission. And that's the power dynamic. And that's just how it's working on Earth. And that's where we're at with the egoic state that we're in here on Earth. Okay. Yeah, I love to have spiritual retreats and sing kumbaya and braid each other's hair and have everything hunky-dory on Earth. You'd think I wouldn't snap my fingers in a hot minute if I could turn us into a culture that actually took care of the planet and cared about the animals and the waterways and the ecosystems. You bet I would. But there's also free will. AKA yours, mine, theirs, those people over there that I don't know. Cherish these moments, for they will not last forever. Things are going to get a bit rockier and bumpier for a time, as Kristin has just said, roughly for the next 5 years. Please don't worry or fret too much. If you do, hand it to us. And it doesn't necessarily matter about what you're worrying about or what you're thinking about. That doesn't matter. What matters is that you catch it as you're sinking in frequency and you don't feel good because you have these repeated thoughts. It could be about the world. It could be about what's happening in your life. It doesn't matter what it's about. What matters is that you catch it and then give it to the angels repeatedly to transmute into the light. And now they're saying, thank you, dear one. All right, I'm off. I have to go and do some readings now. Love you guys, and I will see you next weekend. Bye.